Did a little adjustment on the peg. Still not 100% perfect, but it's better, and it gives me a little more foot room out here. I rotated the one piece down and the one piece out. I still might push it out a little bit farther, and it might help. I didn't know. I was just doing it in the shop, so I don't know. If I think that I could move it out, and I'll still have plenty. I can move it farther out this way. And I'm wearing my Indy Ridges tonight because the Harley Davidson shoes got really soaked, and I've had put them outside in the sunlight for most of the day till it started raining, but then I put them on the air conditioning vent inside the house, and they're soaked. So they're definitely not waterproof like the Indy Ridges. I'll be doing more of a head-to-head on them too in the future, and I guess you guys can already figure out where I'm standing there. I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to Indy Ridge and go, hey, I need another pair of shoes. Or I've had these. I think I might have had these for 4 years now. I can't remember. I got them when I had the Dynaglide. I had the Electric Glide for 2.5 years. There was a 22 or 3 years, and then I had the Dynaglide before that. Yeah, so maybe 4 years, going on 4 years with these Indy Ridges, and they got a little hole in the back where the sole's starting to wear out. I mean, but I wore these things on the farm. I wore them to do farm work. I treat them like work boots, not like shoes, not like motorcycle shoes. So, in all fairness, they really look good. But you can see I got more foot room now with this shifter setup than with the stock shifter. And yeah, the Kraus wasn't cheap. I love these townhouses. I know that they're super expensive, and people are like, why would you want a townhouse? But it's like, if you don't want a yard, or they got a little bitty cute little yard there. If you don't want, you don't want a yard, and you just want a place that overlooks the city, and it's got a little garage in it, say if you're a busy individual, just don't have time to take care of a house. But it don't have a fire pit, and I need a fire pit for my tribe. Wearing my Dixon bamboo black that I got from Harley Davidson of Sin City, Harley Davidson over in Cincinnati. They carry Dixon shirts over there now, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. I can get them locally. I don't have to buy them online. That's great. But in all fairness, last year I got all the kids a Dixon flannel, and got my daughter's boyfriend the Dixon flannel. And it's like, because they last. They're really high quality. They'll last. They're not like cheap flannels you get from Walmart's, and they're got buttons and instead of snaps instead of buttons, and really nice. And everybody appreciated getting a nice quality gift. So there's that. I can every month go buy one of the kids a gift. That's what I do when you have lots of kids, and your kids have. See, 3 of my kids have. Significant others now, so there's that. This bridge is about to get super busy come January. There's 2 bridges. This is Newport we're in right now. There's the old grain mill, and there's another bridge right over there. It's 4th Street Bridge, and this goes over to Covington. These are both 2 towns that span on either side of the Licking River. We're getting over the Licking River right now. The Licking River runs south to north, and my grandfather used to noodle catfish and snapping turtles in the Licking River, way upstream where we lived. After it rained, he'd take the boat out and take me with him and say, Johnny, here's the pistol, my 22. It was a 22 long rifle, Smith & Wesson. Johnny, if one of them turtles come after you, he said, you shoot it. I was a little kid, and giving the turtles the Dirty Harry treatment with the 22, but they never did. But I'm sure he probably didn't have it loaded. I'm sure giving a kid a loaded 22, when I was a kid, who knew? It might have been just empty shells. He wasn't going to take a chance of me shooting turtles in a John boat after a storm in the river. So yes, I have a destination in mind, so I'm not just cruising. we can go down the street. I love these little corner stores like this. It's so, I don't know, just cool. You know, when you live in a world of franchises, it's kind of nice to see stores like that. I should give Kraus some feedback because I really do like the design. It's really nice. Some splines are splined. It's not going to move. Kind of tough. You got to take it apart every time and kind of pry it out of there, but it's still a nice design. I wonder if I could get like a shorter peg there. That would be great. I don't need a giant peg. I don't really want to modify his beautiful piece there because it is really pretty. But yeah, for a little short peg there, it'd be perfect. I could pull my foot in a little bit more. But this is a vast improvement over the factory setup. And like I said, I don't want to put floorboards that's lower than it scrapes. I want to kind of like the mid mounts. My feet being like that, it's really comfortable, and I'm sure that'll be fine for long trips. It was even though neither part was cheap, it was a vast improvement over the factory setup. It is Saturday night. Is it Saturday night? Yeah. And it rained today, and it's probably going to rain again. I made a vow, and I expect you guys to hold me to it. I am not going to wear a rain suit locally. So I got hit with a sanitation bill today, and I got a phone call from the sanitation department. Said, you haven't paid your bill since April. And I'm like, oh, forgot. It's just your garbage pickup. But there was a $200 out the window. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So that sucked. We're gonna go down here to the Simon Kenton sculpture, because when I run, I used to run by it all the time, but now that the doctors banned me from running, I haven't took my bicycle down here, and I need to start doing that and paying tribute to Simon Kenton, because it was my little thing to run by the Simon Kenton sculpture. And what's it there? And there's a bench by it, and there'd always be somebody down there reading, and I would be like, he likes it when you read to him, and people would always have a funny look about it. But I know the spirit of Simon Kenton was like, yeah, fuck you. Because I think he had that kind of personality. Oh, pretty sure I know that. How's everybody doing in this Mercury retrograde? Everybody surviving it? Yeah, this is there's the Roebling Bridge, which is, like I've said 1,000 times, there's the predecessor to the Brooklyn Bridge. And oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I'd like to live down here where I could sit there on that bench and look at the Roebling Bridge. These houses are a little pricey. They're a little classy. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to say they're out of my price range, because nobody likes to. That's not a good way to manifest. But they're a little classy. Like not my style, maybe. What is my style? A shipping container in the middle of nowhere. This guy's looking at me like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm doing getting a photo shoot here by the Simon Kenton sculpture up there. If you follow my Instagram, you see that many times I've went by the Simon Kenton sculpture. And while I believe the Simon Kenton sculpture should be in Maysville, Kentucky, Limestone City, formerly Limestone City, I understand why it's here, because this was the spot that he was going to meet all the other people that settled the area, except they all, I don't think they all lived to meet there like 50 years from the point that they settled this area. And I like to imagine when I'm running, if I ever decide to destroy my feet again, that this area here was hunting area. I mean, while these houses are old, these houses weren't always here. So But oh, I didn't show you the pedal while we'll stop, did I? Yeah, well, we'll find a better place. You can't go that way. But this was prime hunting area right by the river. You know, though I'm sure the river was much different than days before the dams. I know that the river was narrower in some spots and wider in some spots, and it would go dry and people would walk across it before the dams got built. And I'm very conscious of bike lanes now, because as a bicyclist, I didn't realize I had a bike lane down through here. As a bicyclist, it's very important to have that safety net. The bicycle mirrors on helmets really suck. They're like chopper mirrors. They're kind of there for decoration, and I you know, I bought a decent one. I didn't buy a cheap one, but more, you have to, like, seriously hold your head right in the right position to see it. And when you're pedaling and you're trying to see what's behind you to try to find that one spot, or try to constantly glance over there and see that, is like damn near impossible. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more about bicycle mirrors. I know it's like we're talking about motorcycles here. Like, yeah, I know, but it's that same thing, that you gotta stay healthy so you can ride your motorcycle into old age. And it's one of them things you can do to stay healthy, because, you know, I believe in health. I love this bridge so much. I'm going to miss this bridge when I move to a different studio farther away. So these buildings up here, you see it looks like brown rust. That is a certain grade of carbon steel, not stainless steel, carbon steel, which has stainless steel properties, but enough carbon steel in it that they rust, but just become surface rust. And I'm trying to think of the grade off the top of my head, and I can't think the number of the grade. I guess it don't matter, but that's what that is. That's brown. It's not wood. It's metal that's rusted. It's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Just a little factoid from a steelmaker. And this is the banks over here to the right. This is like an entertainment district by the ballpark, by the Cincinnati Reds Stadium, which is right there. I gotta find some place where I can show you my peg. I don't want to show it down here. Yeah, I'll find a place to pull off up here and show you the adjustment I chose for the Kraus. I think I'm going to live with this. I think that this is a acceptable spot. I was kind of hoping my foot would fit under, but then I would not be a shift as good. I might talk to Kraus and say, hey, is there any way we can develop one that's shorter? Then, you know, I'll tell him why, because, you know, I don't know who this was developed for, or, you know, what the purpose was, but it's working for me. And maybe it was developed for me. Maybe it was just for people like me that were picky about their ergonomics for their motorcycles, which I definitely am. Yeah, like you can see the Santoro, you know, how it's straight up and down. It's not bad to get your foot up there. It really isn't. And I can rest my foot against this, like it does, you know, there's not enough leverage to put any pressure on it. And then when I need to, I'll just put my heel down against that. It's really nice setup. Like I said before, I want to lower this down so it's more even. Over here, you can see that I did this, and yeah, you can see I nicked it up. I'll have to touch that up, but it was up. I had it up a little bit, and I was having to reach my foot up too much, and so I moved this down a little bit, and I rotated this down. This is splines, and then I put this in a spot where it's not that bad, and I think that's going to work for me. And we're going to live with that for a while and see. There's screws in the back of this, and they're splined, and they're not coming out of there. They're not easy to get out anyway, but. You can't. Well, you can kind of see it. I took the Kraus easy shift off. It really didn't need it. It was making it hard to get into first gear out of neutral, and it was because it was pushing this shifter thing against the case, the inner primary, and you was having to slam it. And honestly, this goes into neutral and first so easy, I don't really need it. So there's that. So I'm satisfied with the shifter setup, the brake setup, the places where I can put my feet. I did thought about, like, if I could space both the boards out about a half an inch, it might help even more, but it's not that bad. And I might talk to Cookie about that, like if we can space them out like a half an inch. But yeah, if I can't, I'm not complaining. We're going to move on to other bigger, better things. Currently we're thinking about, you know, where we can get a studio in the next couple months. So that's the next goal. Can't believe it. We've been at the current studio for a year and I haven't did anything with it, and had a little bit of a work blockage because of changing jobs. So it was a little bit of mental stuff going on there. But yeah, this is a quick, right in the middle of the week update. Hopefully I'll have the Curse Crew video done by the time you see this, and you get to see me and AJ with the Curse Crew. Short little video, but anyway, I'm feeling very creative these days, and this is going to flood your world with updates. On that, peace out, foes.